Hi, hello. Thank you for joining this recording. It's my first recording for YouTube. I just gonna introduce myself, and I also gonna download this as a sound only, so I can put it on my podcast. But this is something that I have been dreaming to do for a very long time. It has been my idea to do it and share some information with you guys. So thank you so much for joining me today for pressing play today on my YouTube channel and for listening on podcast. So I'm going to start with introducing myself. I am Vivi. That's what I go for, Veronica Venegas, but I go by Vivi. And basically, I became a finance coach after I finished my degree in finance and concentration in financial planning. I really had no idea what I was going to do. So at some point, I was doing some life insurance and I even was working for the bank. Now, working for the bank was like my pivot point where I thought that was my dream career. That's what I wanted to do, and ended up not being what I was expecting. Because even though I was in customer service, I realized that I'm going more into education. So, more like I want to empower others through education and how I reach my goals because this something that was something that a lot of people ask me, and I've been doing personal finance coach as a side business. I have had a few customers. It's not like I have had a lot, but I start seeing this new era with digital after COVID, and even during COVID I started a business that it didn't go as well, and it was something also that I enjoy doing. But hey, things happen. And anyways, so basically, after I left the military and I had no idea what I was gonna do, I was not I didn't have a job, so I went back to school to actually finish my career. And that's when I noticed that I had that was not the life that I wanted to live. And that was not the life that I wanted to bring my kids into it either. And I'm not saying that it's something bad with it. It's just that we were living in this mobile home trailer park. And it's nothing wrong with it, especially when you're in transition like I was. There's nothing wrong. But I actually was dreaming for more. I wanted to be a homeowner, and what I did is that I started getting myself into real estate investment, and I fell for some scammers, and I did a bad investment and I lost $50,000 from my bank account. So that hit me hard, and a lot of things start not going the right way for me. So when I finally got the hang of it and how I'm gonna get out of this situation and how I'm gonna get more money, etc. So I finally was able to purchase my first home, and this was a house that was not too far from the mobile home park trailer home that I was living with my kids. Now I had some of my neighbors that we were in good terms and we were speaking and everything. And one of them asked me how I was doing to able to afford that house in that nice neighborhood because I was moving up to that neighborhood. Now this is the thing. I'm a single mom. I'm still a single mom. And my first answer was, well, I work hard. And in reality, I was not even working that hard. So that's when I realized that, okay, so what am I doing? And this was a recent uh, practice that I noticed what I did at that moment. And I'm like, okay, I'm I'm good in finances. Like I like finances. It's something that I always been good in budgeting and trying to figure things out around. But in order to get ahead, I had to actually change my mindset as well. And I did use a little bit of the well, not a little bit, a lot of I apply a lot of the law of attraction. So then my life started going the right direction, just the way I wanted. So Of course, I'm a finance coach. I still going to inform you about how money works, what is money, and tips about budgeting and investments a little bit and stuff like that. So buckle up because it's gonna get crazy here. Well, not crazy, not that crazy, but that is my goal, and that is my purpose, that is my intention, that you get empowered with the information that I'm gonna release to you, that I'm gonna share with you, the things that happened to me in my life, and hopefully you get empowered and you can change your life as well, just the way I've been doing it. Anyway, so first of all, I have rebranded my my business idea to be a financial coach, and I'm gonna do it more like I mentioned in the education purposes and through the digital process, which is YouTube, and I'm gonna have classes as well that I'm projecting to have them on Facebook for now. At some point, I'm gonna change my Facebook through another platform, but for now, it's gonna be on Facebook groups that I'm gonna be having those classes. But anyways, um, so I start saying that I'm a finance coach and I have a holistic approach. Yes, of course, I do have tools and I do have the same ideas and about how money works. However, like I said, I have a different idea, and I have it more mindfulness and holistic. So I'm going to start by saying, what do I think about money? And I have my notes here. So if I turn around, it's just that I'm trying to see my notes that I'm doing the right thing. Not that I'm doing the right thing, but that I'm saying what I'm supposed to say, because sometimes I can keep it in here and sometimes I can't. And I just don't want to go crazy, like I said. So basically, what I think about money basically is energy. Because if you think about it, like, this is just a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper that actually it does not have value itself until it's just a piece of paper, right? And the value is actually put into, it's been printed out, and the value is, in this case, is $100, but the value is bring by the government, right? And there's a reason why they put here, in God we trust. So that is the energy of money. So this got me thinking a little bit. Okay, so if I'm gonna be a personal finance coach and I'm gonna include tools, I also have to come to the conclusion that money is actually a spiritual energy. So what do I think also that is energy? Well, because all the emotions that comes around money. So imagine whenever you get paid or whenever you receive money and you're like, oh wow, I got money and I got extra, and you're feeling so happy and you're jumping around, and I'm gonna do this, and you start having a lot of plans, and yeah, I got money, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So you having this high vibration, what they call it, high vibration energy, right? Because you've received it, you feel happy. So let's just say that you start paying bills. Okay, you start paying your rent or your mortgage, you start paying the basics, right? And what happened after you pay? And let's say that you give everything out and you got, let's say that this is $1 and you have $1 left. Okay, so, and then your vibrations start coming down and you start feeling like sad, and you start feeling guilty, and you start feeling um, remorse. So that's other type of energy. So all the emotions that are around money is what makes the money energy. So this is the reason why I have the holistic approach, because I have techniques that can help you regulating those emotions, which is called the nervous system, right? So those techniques is going to help you regulating the emotions, and that way you can actually make better decisions when it comes to your money. Because budgeting and writing your plan is just not enough. It's not enough, because you need to have the spiritual connection or the emotional connection that it comes with money. So this is why it's important to have those techniques. Other thing that I noticed when that time when I purchased my first home, and this is my second home that I have purchased already. So that time when I purchased my first home, and that was something that I noticed also about the way I start speaking about money and budgeting and my bank account, right? Because words do not only describe your life, but also make it happen. I mean, whatever you said it is actually happening in your life. So that's why I don't like with my customers when my clients I have sit down with my clients and they said, it's just I have a bunch of debt and I'm broke. No, take that away, first of all. So we're going to avoid words like I'm broke. We're going to avoid words like it's not enough, or this is something that my mom loves to say. It's just as easy comes, as easy it goes. It just goes. It just goes and goes and goes, and the money goes right. It goes quick. No, we're not going to talk about that. So some of the practices that I'm going to suggest to date for you to start doing it is when you start writing your budget and you start putting the columns for your like the savings account, right? Some financial coaches like to say emergency fund. Let's take that away. I'm gonna bring that on in another episode. I'm gonna bring that away. Why the emergency fund? No, but so let's start by that. Let's start by taking away the I'm broke. Let's take away the I don't have enough. It just goes away really quick, etc., etc. So we're gonna change the emergency fund for abundance fund. And why is abundance fund? Because you're gonna have money abundantly. So whenever you write your budget, the first thing that I recommend you is to do a little bit of meditation with a visualization practice that God is protecting your finances. Because remember, in God we trust. So in God we trust that He is protecting our finances. And trust me, it works. So I'm gonna bring the meditation practice as well in another episode, but it's a meditation and visualization practice as well. But anyways, before you start writing your budget, the practice is meditation. Pick about two or three affirmations. My favorite is when I'm writing my budget. I have enough. I have more than enough. So that way I know, and I started speaking up into my life that I have more and more than enough to not just pay my bills, right? But also to do something that I have been dream of. Also, like I mentioned, the emergency fund, take that away. No more emergency. Uh, don't put it like that. Abundance is your abundance fund, so you can expect more that is gonna come. Now the other one, and this is because I don't know if when I was working at the bank, I remember that I told a client that I would like to retire soon, and that was my idea. I'm gonna retire, blah blah blah. Although I'm technically retired from the military, but I can, I can do this, which I love. I love talking about this stuff. But when I said that, his first idea was like, why do you want to retire so young? There's so much to do. And imagine people that retire, they get bored because you're sitting on their porch. Nothing wrong with that. Of course, relax. I love that. I do that every Sunday. I sit there, well, not in my porch, but in my backyard. I drink my coffee, and I'm just like, feeling good. So I start thinking, you know what, that retirement has to go. It has really to go. And like I said, I'm gonna bring another episode explaining this, but we're gonna call it the generational wealth. So you're not building your retirement account, you're building your generational wealth account because you're going to leave it to generations to come, right? So retirement has so much negativities around it. So let's leave it into generational wealth. So now the other one is the sinking funds. Do not use sinking funds anymore. Take that away from your words. Take that away from when you're writing. Don't even write it. Don't call into your life sinking. You're not sinking. Your life is not sinking, neither your budget, neither your personal finances. So establish as a dream funds or freedom funds. And the freedom funds basically comes from your maybe you have a maintenance to do on your car, out of the sudden, and okay, I have to fix it. You have a freedom home fund, so that means that you're not gonna have that feeling of stress or distraction or negativity around you because you have that in place. You have your dream fund, which is for vacations, right? And then you have your freedom fund because you feel free. Anyway, uh, so these are just a little bit of practices. I have more practices to do. I just wanted to give you a little bit of intro about what I do, who I am, and but basically, as you can tell, I do have a little non-conventional way to practice my business in the finance industry. Probably a lot of finance coaches, they do talk about the law of attraction, and of course, I'm gonna talk about it as well. But I'm gonna bring both. Like, how can you manage both into one? So, because one thing I can tell you, something that I learned about money, money is like having your best friend that has boundaries. It has the strong boundaries. And that friend does not like to come around to someone who has not integrity or who has not, it's just doesn't, doesn't give the respect or doesn't give the love, etc. too. So yeah, all those things I'm gonna be bringing. And okay, I put here that of course I'm gonna show you how I do my budget. It's very simple. I do not have something so complicated either. Of course, if you like to have it like to the last detail, by all means doing it. Um, Also, like how to make your own personal finance statements. A lot of people have gotten out of that by just writing down what they have in assets and what they have in liabilities, and they kind of like work their way through. So yes, I'm gonna show you how to make your own personal financial statements. I want to talk about cash flow, favorite topic, my favorite topic. Well, all of them are my favorite topics. I love financial statements. That's one of the things that I actually like to do when I'm looking for my next stock to invest on. I read the financial statements. So, but we're not gonna get it too complicated yet. We're gonna go by the personal finances. So I'm gonna show you how to make your own personal finances. Um, Very important. You need to start tracking your expenses. That's another habit that you need to do. When you start tracking your expenses, um, I want you to write first in a post-it. There's more from where this came from, or there's more from where that came from. I got that tip from someone else, and it worked like miracles and on myself. So I've been attracting money, thankfully. Thank you, God. Thankfully for that. Of course, I'm not here to tell you to believe in God, universe, spirits, whatever it is that you believe, but definitely it has to be something spiritual because that's where the energy of money comes from. But I start writing on a post-it like there's more from where that come from. And when I start writing my expenses on my notes, I was thinking about there's more from where this come from. There's more from where this come from, and that also helped me a lot. It has been helping me a lot. So those are some of the things, some of the tips that I can give you today. It's everything for now that I had to bring you. I'm gonna bring you more in other topics, and if you would like to have other topics that you would like to hear about, just hit me. You can send an email to hello@mindfultasksacademy.com, or you can leave it the comments on the description, or you can find me on social media as well. All my platforms for my business is Mindful Task Academy. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Bumblebee. And I'm going to call you Bumblebee because that is something that I learned with Mary Kay Ash. Bumblebees actually is the type of bee that scientists realized that the bumblebee was just too big and the wings too small for the bumblebee to fly. But guess what? The bumblebee did not get the memo. She did not get the memo and it still flies. So if the bumblebees can do it, so you can. So thank you so much for joining. This is Cafecito with Vivi. I am Vivi. Get your coffee next time, Cafecito, and let's get into it. And remember, it's a Vivi thing you wouldn't understand.